Hi, everybody, and welcome to Snacks with an Expert with expert Bri White. My name is Sam Charette. I am the event coordinator of Spark offices in Manchester, New Hampshire. We offer an innovative co-working space designed to really bring people together, ideas and workflow together in a really neat, unique industrial space, which Jenna and Heather are sitting in now, and I believe Chris is as well. As we host one of our first fully virtual Snacks with an Expert. Seems to be very timely for a rainy day. Keep everybody home and cozy. Today, our expert Bri White is going to be telling us how to stay cool and stylish over the summer. She is a personal fashion stylist and the owner and creator of Vostra Moda. Her love for style started back when she was just 4 years old with the contents of her dress up bucket. And her experiences through her life with collaborating with different artists and styling those that she cared for around her taught her so many different things. And she uses all of those personal experiences to help others be able to be seen and heard and express who they are through their apparel, which is really, really cool. Bri, without further ado, please tell us how to be cool and stylish with all this 90 and 100-degree weather coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that introduction, Sam, and welcome everybody. I'm so excited to have you here and to share some of these summer styling tips, which even though it's not summer yet, especially last weekend was pretty warm and this upcoming weekend is going to definitely be warm. So you might be able to apply some of these sooner than you expected. So my goal for you guys by the end of today, I would love for you to have actionable steps to take with your own wardrobe so you can stay cool, feel comfortable, and look stylish even in the summer heat. A little bit about me. Like Sam said, my name is Bri White. I am the creator of Vostra Moda, and Vostra Moda is Italian and stands for your style. And that's really my goal when I work with anybody, is to help them to find their own style and feel really comfortable expressing who they are and how they want to show up in this world. I refer to myself as personal fashion stylist and an intentional wardrobe curator, because I think rather than scaring people with the idea of them needing to get rid of everything they own, we just want you to feel like everything you own, you love, and you've curated things that are going to really support who you are as a person and what you want to express yourself with your clothing. But contrary to those details, I didn't always have such a positive relationship with my own wardrobe. It was once I started creating a wardrobe based on intention that I was able to simplify my mornings and see how everything in my closet worked in harmony. And that's what really helped me to apply that when I was building this fashion business and being able to work with people and see how it can make such a huge difference in their lives, because it made a difference in my own. Because I was able to show up for myself so I could feel comfortable and confident in my clothing. And that's really what inspired me to share my creativity and my passion for clothing and show others how to create those intentional and versatile wardrobes for themselves, but to have fun while doing it too. So now that you know a little bit about me, let's get on to the important stuff, summer styling. With the weather coming up, it's warm, time for a shift to our wardrobes. So what can you do to feel professional and look put together without all of the potential perspiration? The first thing that I want to mention is, excuse me, materials do matter. So first things first, what is your wardrobe made of? I would recommend that you go and check the tags on your go-to workwear, especially for professional environments, but really for any items that you plan on wearing this summer. If you find yourself melting on those warm days, it's a really good chance that the fiber isn't letting your body breathe, and maybe they're not flowy enough for the air to come through them. So it's important to know what materials are in some of your favorite pieces so that you can wear them comfortably this summer. Think about natural fabrics. There are a few natural fabrics that I recommend you look for next time that you go to purchase any summer items, or if you're looking to replace anything for this summer. The top three being cotton, merino wool, and linen. So why cotton? Cotton allows for better air circulation and helps to absorb and remove body moisture caused by sweat via evaporation. Unlike many synthetics, cotton garments are going to allow for circulation of air onto and away from the body inside them. So the body heat can be dispersed, thus cooling the wearer. It's also really easy to wash and care for. So a lot of items are going to be either mixed with cotton, but I recommend finding something that's 100% cotton. It's going to keep you the coolest. So why merino wool? Merino wool is another breathable fabric that's known for its ability to absorb moisture and leaves you cool, dry, and it resists odors. An added benefit of this in the summer is that wool is a natural UV barrier. And Because of that, even though it's more costly than cotton, it boasts the ability to be worn multiple times before it needs to be washed, which makes it really ideal for traveling. A lot of people, you'll notice if they write travel blogs or if they talk about wanting to travel often, merino wool is going to be a staple item in what they have, whether it's for base materials that they're using for their wardrobe or specific staples that they have throughout it. Things like socks, even underwear can be made of merino wool. It sounds like it wouldn't be comfortable, but merino wool specifically is very soft and lightweight and breathable. So it's great for layering when it's cooler out, and it keeps you cool when it's warmer out. So why linen? Linen is a lightweight and loosely woven fabric, which allows heat to escape from the body. Much like wool, it's a breathable fabric, so it's going to keep you cooler in the summer. And pure linen can absorb as much as 20% of its weight in moisture before it actually feels wet to you. Another benefit of linen is that it has anti-static properties, which will make it ideal for office wear. Not to mention, the more that you wash it, the softer it actually becomes. One of the cons is it does tend to wrinkle, but again, it's finding those pros and cons and what you're going to be the most comfortable in. So one thing that I want to mention really quickly, thinking about the professionalism aspect in the summer. For a couple of work office environments, you may need to follow a company dress code. So with that in mind, many offices means no sleeveless tops, or if you have a sleeveless top, if it has straps, they shouldn't be any thinner than 1 inch, and shorts no higher than 4 to 6 inches above the knee. This is the typical standard for most office dress codes that I have come across. So keeping those materials and a few certain styles in mind will be beneficial if you need more physical coverage due to an office policy, but you need to stay cool due to the weather outside. So for things like that, I recommend looking for a cap sleeve top if you want a sleeveless top, or checking out Bermuda shorts when you're searching for a longer length short that will still look great and help to keep you cool. A bonus tip I have for you: don't forget to dress in layers for your days in the office, especially when that AC is blasting, but it's sweltering at noon when you go for a lunchtime walk. Layers are going to be your best friend. I say this all the time, no matter what the season is, but honestly, especially in summer, you're going into buildings, out of buildings, your body basically doesn't even know what's happening. So if you're dressing in layers, you're going to be able to even out a lot quicker and be more comfortable. The second thing that I have to talk about is color choices. So much like material, color is a surprising factor that can play into staying cool this summer. So let's talk about white before Labor Day. It's commonly said that white is the most appropriate color for summer temperatures because it keeps the body cool, unlike black, which tends to absorb the heat. There was a study that was done that actually shows a 20-degree difference in the surface temperature when they were comparing a black top to a white top that were both out in the sun for the same amount of time. So this is definitely proven true that white is going to be a lot cooler than wearing black in the summer. Another thing that is rather surprising is, even though it's considered a warm color, red objects actually attract the least heat after white objects. Much like the order of the rainbow, the color range descends from least to most heat absorption, starting with red and ending with violet, which attracts the most heat of any visible color other than black. So if you're looking through your items and you want to pack something that's going to be cool, start at the top of the rainbow and work your way down through Roy G. Biv, and then ending with black at the end as the color that's probably going to absorb the most. So combine this information, materials, looking for color choices, especially if your office has windows and afternoon sunlight in the summer, combining all this information is going to help you to stay cool on those warmer days. But if you're still looking for some put together but comfortable office outfit ideas, here are a few examples that I can share with you guys. And I can also share some links so that you could shop any of these items for yourself after. But here's a quick example of an office look made from women's items. It uses a cotton blouse, linen pant, and a linen blazer. And then you've got your accessories in there as well. And my recommendation for something like this is, if you want it to be more casual, you can always roll the sleeves of the blazer up or wear it without, and wearing the top tucked in, especially because it's a more crop top, but it's a high-waisted pant, it's going to give you that coverage for an office environment as well. And then on the flip side, for the men's items that I used here, similarly, we have a linen top, linen jacket and pants, and then you've got your accessories and things like that. Again, you can always roll the blazer sleeves up on this as well for a more casual look. And notice how the colors that I chose for both of these are in that red scheme and white or cream schemes, because they're going to be cooler for you when it comes to the color choices and the materials. And then the second look that I have to share for women's items, we're going to a little bit more color here, but again, it's the combination. So this uses a green silk halter top, which again, silk is a natural fiber. It is a little bit warmer than using any of the materials that I mentioned before, but with a natural fiber, it's going to breathe better than something like polyester, for example. And we're combining with linen shorts, a sandal, and then your accessories like statement bags, earrings, and a pair of wedges. Again, for this, I recommend tucking the blouse into the short pants, into the shorts, because it will lengthen your leg, having the different dimensions where they are there. And then for the men's look, we're using an olive cotton short sleeve shirt, some stretched chino shorts, and then we've got sneakers, a hat for some shade, and a couple other accessories. And again, wearing the shirt untucked gives it a more casual vibe, and wearing it without a belt. So to summarize, when you're putting your outfits together for the summer heat, the first thing I recommend is be aware of the materials that you're going to be using and if they're well ventilated. That means something that's not going to be too constricting because it's going to keep the heat closer to your body. That's why you'll see a lot of linen pants, linen blouses are going to feel more oversized because it allows for more airflow to come through. Choose colors that won't absorb the heat, starting at the top of the rainbow for color with red, or choosing a reflective option like white. And find a personal style that allows you to remain comfortable and still feel put together depending on what your needs are and what your lifestyle is. And if you're ready to level up your own wardrobe, but you don't have the time, the energy, or the tools to do it on your own, I'm always happy to help however I can. So you're welcome to schedule a free 30-minute call with me to discuss what steps you might need to take so you can beat the heat with your wardrobe this summer and how I can support you with personal styling. You can check this out by going to vostramoda.com/work with me. You can always send me an email and I'm happy to answer any questions and set up a time to chat more about how I can help you this summer. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope that you found this really helpful and I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I'll make sure that I drop some of those links in the chat.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hey, Bri, great presentation, by the way. And had my daughter next to me over here, my young college, she's graduating tomorrow. But
Awesome.
she really liked a lot of what you had to show too. So maybe you'll take her shopping someday.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Anyhow, is it still a thing that, I mean, this goes to show how terrible I am at this stuff, but is it still a thing for a man that the watch should match the belt, should match the shoes as far as colors go?
That's a great question. It's definitely a very popular trend still, but a lot of people choose to purposely break that, and they want different colors for everything so that everything stands out. So it really, it's up to you on how you want to accent things or what your style really is. If you like to bring more things in and be a little bit more eclectic with your style, or if you want it to be more put together and polished.
Because like I have black shoes at times. They're like loafers, if you will. But I don't have a good black belt. And I'm like,
do you have a brown belt?
I do.
So that's totally fine because it's a neutral. So if you're thinking of things like neutrals, blacks, browns, grays, whites, and even like technically denim and olive can fall into that neutral category as well. Those can all be worn together as base neutrals because they're usually the same tone versus like throwing a random color in there that might not feel like it goes as well. Neutrals can be used together, kind of like metallics, the same way people think that they can't wear gold and silver together, but
Right.
because they're metallics, they can actually be interchanged. It's really about preference in that situation.
Okay, awesome. That's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Sure.
So in the last Snacks with an Expert that you did with us, you gave us a staple piece, which was a blazer. And I was wondering if you had like a staple summer piece that you would recommend.
Okay, so I couldn't obviously, bring this out for you guys to see in person, but all right, I'm gonna pop up and I'm gonna grab it and show you. Hold on a second. My dog just got very excited because I stood up. So I still think that a blazer can be a great summer piece. I just happen to have a linen blazer for that because it's lightweight. It's a 3/4 sleeve and it's open. So it is more casual, but it still can pull things together if you were wearing something like a dress, for example, and heels, or if I'm wearing Bermuda shorts with it, which I have a pair of linen Bermuda shorts up there that pair really nicely with this. Or I think a loose fitting button down in a light color can be another really great staple piece for summer, because you could always, for a more casual look, you could tie it up, you could tuck it into shorts or a skirt or something. You can layer it over if it's cool inside, like with air conditioning and stuff, or wear it as is. So those tend to be some of my staple pieces in the summer, is something like still finding a good blazer, but in a lighter material that you're not gonna feel like your head is going to explode from sweating, because a lot of those blazers tend to be a thicker material. Or finding a really good comfortable button down that is also made out of a good natural fabric.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, what about summer accessories? In the last Snacks with an Expert episode that you did, we talked about scarves and stuff like that. Is there a way to swap that up or do a lighter version, or what are your summer accessories?
Yeah, I would say you can still do a scarf. You might want to find obviously a more lightweight scarf, a lighter material. And the great thing about doing something like that, so pop it over there. I don't know if you can see, I do have a little scarf on the end there. It's a silk scarf. And that's great because, again, as an accent piece around the neck, but if it's too warm to wear around my neck, I might wear it around my head or as a headband or something. And it's a way that you can still use it and add that into, or even as a belt, honestly. So you still get a ton of uses out of it. It's just finding one that's a lighter weight material and maybe a smaller amount of fabric as well, because a lot of the winter scarves tend to be really big and bulky, which is great because you got more coverage with that, but you don't need that much in the summer. So going with something lighter in material and lighter in weight is going to be helpful for accenting all those pieces. And I know that for myself in the summer, I don't tend to wear a ton of jewelry, I notice, because again, it gets warm, and especially like if I'm sweating or I get like a tan line or something from my necklaces. So really, hats tend to be a really great accessory for summer because you can switch them out and have so many different options for obviously keeping you cool and keeping you shaded as well. But that's a great question. And I did drop some links in the chat with things like a shoppable link for any of those items that I included and shared in the presentation, as well as a link to my newsletter for anyone who's interested. I share things like those shoppable links regularly. The link if you want to learn more about working together, and then a link to my social media.
I have a question.
Sure.
So how about for like the casual dress? So I love wearing sandals.
Yeah.
Particularly rainbows. Do you have any suggestions on things that would go with that, or yeah, just I guess just some advice on that.
Yeah, I think sandals are a great option for casual look. And honestly, like what we've been saying with things like the lighter weight materials, I feel like they pair really well with sandals. Like linen pants tend to just look really nice with sandals, in my opinion. And same thing with a good pair of shorts. You can always have like a nice statement short too, that's like a nice color, whether it's in something like a salmon. I'm talking about salmon again, where's Steve Labby? So you've got like the salmon short. And I feel like it's very Hampton Beach, like that idea, or like Cape Cod, with those color schemes, but they work well for a reason. So I think you could easily do any of these things and you can still feel casual and dressed, but like it can still be dressed up enough if you want to go out to dinner or something with the sandals. If you're, say, having like a button down shirt, even if it's a printed one, there's still some combinations of polished and put together with the casual and comfortable. And really at the end of the day, honestly, it doesn't matter if you look like the most fantastic thing, if you're uncomfortable and your head's about to explode because you're overheating. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Bri, thank you so much for coming on and being our expert of the day. I know I'm already saving these links and scoping out where that first outfit is from, because the pink pants is definitely up my alley.
I love it.
Well, awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
This snacks will be available on our YouTube page, probably in the next like week or so. And we do host snacks events 1 to 2 times a month throughout the year. So stay tuned for some more snacks events coming up. We've got some great ones booked for the summer and for the fall. We'll be sending out some invites to those. And thank you all so much for coming.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for having me.